This little animated intro I did has been seen over 11 million times here on YouTube now. Just so happens it makes a pretty cool t-shirt, which you can get right down here below in my new YouTube t-shirt shop, or go to ThinkerThunker.com. Check it out.
Oh, that's a great.
Someone's messing with us. No, it's a person. They're messing with us.
Hey, this is ThinkerThunker. Did that sound like a normal reaction to you of just a group of people at a barbecue or whatever who just happened to look up and saw a man trespassing through a field wearing a ghillie suit? Let's check it out. Okay, I'm going to do something different here. Normally, I spend 2 to 4 weeks making a video, checking and testing all my ideas, trying to enhance and stabilize the footage and all this stuff. And then I try to edit it down as short as possible. Essentially, trying to convince myself that there's nothing worth showing to you guys. But I just don't have that kind of time right now. So I'm going to stick my neck out here. I've got about 20 minutes of raw footage. It's all first take stuff of me going through, showing what I found on this video, or at least what I think I found. I mean, this footage, they filmed it at dusk or civil twilight or whatever, so I know it's really rough footage. I know that. But, you know, I live in the real world. This is all we've got. But I think they caught something pretty amazing here. So help me go through this, look hard, think deep. Is it something or nothing? And if it is nothing, prove it. Make us a video and show us your finding. Stick your neck out there. All right, here it is. Okay, some of you have seen me do my body ratio, body proportion videos before. Well, check it out. Over on the left, we have a new contestant, our Oregon Bigfoot. We'll call him or her. And we can see Oregon Bigfoot lines up perfectly with the green line group. So for those who don't know, I could take every human in the world, like we know Shaquille O'Neal is a big, huge, tall guy. I've scaled everybody down to the same height so that we could compare major body joints. So, oh, and Bob here, it's important to note, he is the man that claimed he was wearing this monkey suit in the Patterson film. So if all we have to do here is follow the lines, and if these were all normal humans, the red lines and the green lines should line up. So we're going to simply follow the line here, the shoulder line. Shaq and Bob line up perfectly. Now look, they're turned slightly different angles, and I'm sure they were filmed with different cameras, with different type lenses, but that doesn't matter. They could be facing any direction, and their shoulders are going to line up. Their elbows line up. Their hips and their wrist line up. Their knees line up. But if we try to follow, like the shoulder line, if we try to follow it across, it's dropped down for the green group, what, 5, 6, 7 inches? How did this man here, Bob, put on a big bulky suit, big hairy bulky suit, and make his shoulder drop down 6 or 7 inches? You can't answer that. Even better question, how did Bob here make his elbow drop down even further, 7, 8 inches, down to this line? How did he make his hip drop way down to here? Your hip is where your hip is, no matter what you're wearing. How did Bob make his knee drop all the way down to here? Now, I want to point out the Independence Day Bigfoot, its shoulder is up above the normal green line shoulder because it's carrying a little one. And when we carry something, our shoulders tend to go up a little bit. But everybody in the green group lines up. Everybody in the red line group lines up. So this alone makes the Oregon footage, the new Oregon footage, really bizarre because whatever this is, their body does not fit a normal human body ratio or body proportions. Okay, so here we've got 3 humans walking in 3 very different situations. Khakis guy on a sidewalk, the lady here in high heels in sand, no less, which you would think would be a really labored walk. And then we've got a clown wearing big, giant, fake feet. You would think his walk would be completely different, but here's what we're going to watch for. Watch the knee on how high they kick up. And that is about as high as the knee goes. And look, check the angle of his leg versus her leg versus his leg. Virtually the same angle. Now we're going to watch for the trailing foot, the angle of the shin. And virtually the same angle on 3. So it doesn't matter if you're in sand, in high heels, or wearing big giant fake feet, as in these might be big giant fake Bigfoot feet. It doesn't matter. His walk is the same as her walk, is the same as his walk. Okay, so now we're going to drop Patty in the mix. And you can see, watch their right foot. That's really what we're watching for, right foot on this one. Everybody's starting off in a step, and they land here. Okay, so everybody's step takes the same amount of time, but what you're going to see is Patty's mechanics. The timing of her step is entirely different. So here we go. So look, already Patty has like a 90-degree here with her trailing shin. Look at the clown. Now people always said, well, Patty has to lift her shin up that high because she's got this big giant fake foot on. Here's a big giant fake foot. He doesn't have his shin up at a 90-degree angle, so wrong. Now I'm going to keep going. And something really important happens right here. Look at the 3 guys here on the right. You'll see right here, their right foot is moving ahead of their left foot. Look at Patty. Her right foot is still well back there. Okay? I'm going to move a little further forward. And look, these guys on the right, look at the angles of their shins. They are just about to step down on their right foot. Look at their shins, straight up and down. Look at Patty. Her right shin is still well back here, and her right foot is still only just now coming in equal to or beside her left foot, whereas these guys are at a completely different point in their step. Now moving forward a little more, and it's right here. Really watch Patty. She does this weird pendulum kick from the knee down and kind of kicks her foot from all the way back here to all the way out here in time to land with them. So entirely, completely different timing and body mechanics for Patty, whatever she is. Okay, so here we have on the left the Oregon Bigfoot walking, and look at that. There's that 90-degree shin rise like Patty, and you can see both kind of do that knee thrust up. I mean, look how high that knee comes up. Now some are going to try to say, well, it's because Oregon is out there walking in a field and having to do that. Well, we saw a lady in high heels walking in deep sand. We saw all of those clowns walking with those big giant fake feet. Those are difficult walking situations, but it didn't cause them to drastically alter their walking mechanics, the way they moved. So I don't believe that it does here either. It's not a swamp he's out in Oregon. It's just a field. So the fact that whatever this is here in Oregon has a similar movement, a similar walk, a similar gait, similar body mechanics as Patty makes this extraordinary footage. Okay, now here's something else that really interested me. Specifically when the guy yells at whatever it is out in the field, watch the reaction they get. Now there's a ton of F-bombs dropped throughout this, so if I miss something, I apologize about that. Here we go.
Yeah, I think that's spotlight.
It's gonna pop up. Yeah, turn that off.
It's right there.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
I see it
Where?
right there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you're on it right now.
Right there. You see it right there? It's huge. See it over there? Right there. You see it walking?
Dude, that's on 2 legs.
Watch it. Get the flashlight on it.
Hey! Hey! Oh, that's a great.
Someone's messing with us. No, it's a person. They're messing with us.
Did that sound like the normal reaction of a group of people seeing a guy in a ghillie suit trespassing in a field? I mean, they were freaked out. That sounded like primal fear, you know, like inexplicable fear. And yes, I know probably some of those were kids. I don't know what the exact mix was there, whether they're having a barbecue or what, but even the adult guys sounded rattled, panicked. Okay, so along those same lines of seeing something and freaking out, a few years back, my wife and I we were at some mall, maybe it's like Christmas time or whatever, and in the spirit of Christmas, the mall had hired a guy like this in a suit like this. I mean, it was incredible, and the guy in it was huge, and I don't know, I can't remember if he was on stilts. This is before we all had cell phones and cameras and everything. I don't know if he was on stilts or just up on platformed shoes like this, big Kiss boots or whatever. But it was freaky. It was amazing looking. And the mall was jam-packed. And this guy would kind of walk around to people, and all eyes were on this thing, you know? But it was fascination. We weren't freaking out. Of course, we all knew it was a costume, yet it was pretty impressive. But the only ones that were screaming were, you know, tiny little kids, but they scream and cry at Santa Claus. So, but my point is, for all of us, it was just a sense of awe. And it wasn't that over-the-top primal fear like we just heard in the Oregon video. Now, I wonder if I saw this thing in a field, I might feel a little different. I might be a little more worried. But there was something in us all that instantly knew what it was, instantly knew it was okay, and were fascinated, and if anything, just wanted to get closer to it and have a look, you know? But the Oregon footage, that legitimately, just that, whoever it was, whatever it was out there, just it turning towards them freaked them out and triggered something in them and caused them to flip out, even the adult males. Now, here's something else interesting I noticed. Watch this little clip.
Who's missing?
What the fuck is that?
Nobody. Everybody's inside. Where's Aaron?
It's behind the...
So it walks. You saw it kind of, there must be a little ridge right there. Now, continuing.
It's behind the bush again.
It's behind the ridge.
That's gotta be what that sound is.
A what?
Now they're all just waiting for this thing to pop back up. Here we go.
I can. My
It's behind the
eyes
bush
suck.
over there.
It was definitely on two legs.
Yes, it was walking.
Holy crap. Holy crap.
Yeah, get that spotlight.
It's gonna pop up. Yeah, turn that off.
It's right there.
Oh,
Right
yeah, I
there.
see it
Where?
right there.
Oh, there it is.
There. In just that amount of time, it had gone that distance without any of them seeing it. So what did it do? The ridge didn't appear to be that deep in there. So whoever, whatever, went behind the bush, must have hit the deck and was able to scurry out that far without anybody seeing it. That seems like some pretty good scurrying, you know, pretty good crawling, I guess is my point there. How long would it take you to crawl, I don't know, 30, 40 yards, something like that? I just found it interesting. Is this a known technique for evasion? You know, go behind a tree or a bush, hit the deck, and then quickly crawl out to another point, but then it popped back up. So is whoever this is, whatever, just messing with them, just having fun? Or is there something else going on? Okay, so how incredibly stupid would you have to be in Oregon, out in the country, to put on a ghillie suit or a monkey suit and trespass through somebody's field? I mean, that could get you shot dead. A lot of things can get you shot, but this is a crazy, dangerous risk of life right here. And for what? Hoping they might have a camera and post it on YouTube? That just seems a little flimsy. And this guy, he was provoking him, you know, whatever it is out there. He like kind of turned and made a little run at him. 3 or 4 of these guys, however many there were at this barbecue or whatever, filming, they could have run out there and pounded him. You know, you're out there, if that is a suit, you're in a big bulky suit, it's probably hard to move. Of course, we saw where he could crawl incredibly fast, But look right there. He was provoking them. They could have gone out there and beat this guy to death. You know, you're in a costume. It's probably hard to see, hard to move around in. So again, why would somebody risk their life for nothing? Now, some are going to say, oh, well, they were all in it together. It's a hoax. It's a lie. You know, if that's your answer for every time you see something, you know, that you don't understand, you say fake, lie, hoax. All right, here is the last thing I want to show you. It's when they all flipped out. And this guy, he's making some really funny, like, what is he doing out there? And it's shaking so much it's hard to tell. So I stabilized it. I took as much of the shake out of it as I could, and look at it. He's not turning and gesturing, posturing to them, which is what I thought all along. I would now guess you see him stoop down right there. If I had to guess, just pure speculation, I would say whoever that is out there, they could care less about those people over there yelling at it and shining lights on it. It's out there hunting. It's out there trying to catch something. And that's what all of this is about. Is it a man in a ghillie suit trespassing on a field out there trying to catch rabbits or field mice or something? Boy, that sounds really far-fetched. You know, if you believe that really, it doesn't sound very plausible to me. Some might suggest that it's, I don't know, an adolescent creature of some sort out there having to fend for itself, out there having to catch whatever it can for a meal. You decide. Okay, guys, that is all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. Your time to weigh in. Please keep it clean. We've got kids and families watching, reading comments. Special thanks to my patrons over at patreon.com. Their contributions help make each new video possible. Thank you guys so very much. And thank you all. I've now sold well over 100 t-shirts. I can't believe it. You guys are the best. And that helps so very much. And you get a t-shirt out of the deal. All right, guys. Take care.